One more hour to go of our special coverage. It's been a day that started at 6 a.m. in the morning. But it's been a terrific day of elections because there's been so much of competition across the states. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi thanks the people of India for a third consecutive term, calls his re-election a historic feat. Prime Minister says he will continue to fulfill the aspirations of people.
यूपी के लड़के deliver big jolt to the Modi-Yogi double engine. Samajwadi Party makes a comeback. Congress leads in at least 98 seats. Mamata Banerjee reclaims her bastion in Bengal and how.
Big war now to woo allies as the 18 Lok Sabha throws up a potential hung parliament. Prime Minister Modi dials Chandrababu Naidu after his Andhra win. Sources say Sharad Pawar spoke to Nitish Kumar, Babu and Naveen Patnaik.
Chandrababu Naidu's TDP makes a stunning comeback in Andhra Pradesh. Emerges at kingmaker at the national level. Power star Pawan Kalyan powers the NDA in the state.
It's the end of the road for Naveen Babu. BJP wins a historic mandate in the state of Odisha, ends Naveen Patnaik's over 2 decades of rule.
Bloodbath on the Lal Street. Sensex bleeds by over 6,000 points. Nifty plunges by 1,400. Over 30 lakh crore rupees of investor wealth wiped out.
Okay, the election results are out. Now the focus turns to government formation, and now we're getting some more breaking news at this moment. Sources now telling India Today an NDA meet is likely at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Chandrababu Naidu and Nitish Kumar will both be in Delhi tomorrow, so the two key allies will be at that NDA meeting where they are officially likely to anoint Narendra Modi as their prime ministerial choice, and then as the single largest party and alliance, we expect the president to invite Prime Minister Modi to take office for a third consecutive time.
How do you see, Rajdeep, the new government being different from what we've seen in the past 10 years?
You know, that's an interesting question. I think we've seen with Prime Minister Modi over the years that he has this capacity to surprise. In the first 5 years, I think it was his period of settling down. The next 5 years were with a 300-seat BJP on its own. I think he was a domineering figure, and therefore you saw himself almost becoming very much a single, almost as, you know, it was Mr. Modi who was driving the entire government. Now I think he will have to play a more reconciling role, taking people along with him, and therefore some of these fanciful ideas, single nation, single election, may have to be put on the back burner and the nitty-gritty of governance focused upon.
Joining us now on this broadcast is Pawan Khera, chairperson of the Media and Publicity Department of the All India Congress Committee. In a while from now, we'll also go across to his colleague Supriya Shirnet, who joins us. Ghanshyam Tiwari of the Samajwadi Party is with us, and Mahua Mitro from Krishnanagar, West Bengal, Trinamool winner. Mr. Khera, you know, the BJP is saying we won spectacularly. The entire India alliance together is less than the BJP alone, and yet it seems the opposition very happy with this verdict.
Rahul, for a man who actually started believing that he is the reincarnation of God, do you think this is a victory? For a man who contests from Uttar Pradesh, his party, you've seen the situation his party is in. For a man whose margin of victory is less than Kishorilal Sharma's margin of victory, do you call it victory? For a man who made Ayodhya as the centerpiece of his campaign and lost Ayodhya, his party lost Ayodhya, you call it a victory? भाई, जो अपने आप को भगवान का अवतार कहते हो, ये उनके लिए हार से भी बुरा है.
Victory because of the numbers, Pawan. At the end of the day, politics, particularly when it comes to government formation, is about the numbers. The BJP or the NDA has 291, the BJP 239. So in that sense, they have a comfort factor. Y'all are at 234. So there's a relatively large gap of about 57 seats, and hence it's a victory.
Rajdeep, politics, as you very well know, is a very, very dynamic process. It has too much of dynamism. It's not static. Relationships in politics are also very dynamic. Wait and watch. This man is no Atal Bihari Vajpayee. This man can't even take his cabinet together. He can't handle questions. He can't handle opposition. He can't handle dissent. Do you think he has it in him to carry a coalition government? Believe me, he doesn't.
He may surprise you. He may surprise you, Pawan Khera. He may well surprise you. He may show that he has the ideological flexibility, or certainly he's shown it in the past, that he's ready to look at, he tied up with Chandrababu Naidu, the same Chandrababu Naidu with whom he had a rather sharp falling out 5 years ago. So who knows what Mr. Modi does next? Are you underestimating Mr. Modi?
Mr. Modi is not the only player in India's politics or in his own party or in the RSS. I think, needless for me to elaborate on whatever I've said, there are several players in India's politics, in the BJP also, and in the RSS also. I'm not even talking about my alliance right now.
No, but how does the India alliance see this, Mr. Khera? Are you reconciled to the idea that Prime Minister Modi is coming back, or behind the scenes are you trying to get the likes of Chandrababu Naidu, Nitish Kumar to switch over to see if there's an opportunity to build together some kind of an India coalition alliance?
The very fact that you said it's behind the scenes, let it stay behind the scenes. As I said, one night is too long in politics, and politics is very, very dynamic. It's not static.
Okay, so are you saying, in conclusion, is there any possibility that you all will make a bid for power? There was some talk, Sharad Pawar would talk to Chandrababu Naidu, and someone else would be talking to Nitish Kumar. It appears both of them are firmly with the NDA camp.
Let's see, let the alliance decide what are our next steps. I'm not at liberty to reveal what the alliance will decide even before the alliance meets. So, but as I said, it's a very dynamic situation we are dealing with. We should be aware of that.
Okay, I'm going to leave it there, Pawan. Appreciate you joining us. I know it's a long day ahead, and lots of more long days ahead.
After a long time, they have something to smile about on the national scene.
Okay, we've got another special guest, Mahua Moitra, who just won, of course, from Krishna Nagar. I want to make a disclosure here. My wife, Sagrika Ghosh, is a TMC Rajya Sabha MP, so please keep that in mind. But Mahua Moitra, you're smiling bright there. You had a tough day. It was up and down. Rahul and I were looking at your seat closely. There was a small period when you appeared to be trailing, but you won. Congratulations. How big a day is it for you, particularly after the manner in which you lost your parliament seat last time, being expelled from the 17th Lok Sabha?
Rajdeep, a small correction. I was never trailing, actually. You were showing it incorrectly. I was up 18,000 in the first round, and I never trailed. So that was something True to India Today showed it incorrectly. Number one.
Okay.
Number two, I'm very happy that you've made a disclosure about Sagarika, but you seem to be the only gentleman left in India Today, because the rest of them, who were all the media who were paid by the BJP, never put out any disclosures when they went to town, tom-tomming the BJP's win before it even happened. So I think thank you for being the only gentleman on board. The third is, it's a great day. It's not so much for me. It's not about me at all. It's much larger. This was a vote where Mr. Modi said he was the candidate in all 543 seats, where he said he was a candidate in all 42 seats in Bengal. And I think he says he was not born of a biological mother. But I think the people of India have shown that as far as politics is concerned, what we call in Bengali, the Gano Devota, that people are the ultimate God in India.
Let's spend a moment looking at what happened in West Bengal, because remember, this is where the BJP was hoping to do well. Far from, they've actually fallen from their last tally. 42 seats in West Bengal. Didi's party, the Trinamool Congress at 29, up 7. The BJP at 12, down 6. Given the kind of frenzy the BJP built around the Sandesh Khali movement, Mahua Mitro, how do you see this verdict? Even in areas where the BJP thought they'd been able to make inroads, Didi's really shown who's the Queen of Bengal.
Didi's always been the Queen of Bengal, and she will remain the Queen of Bengal. I think there's a larger message here also. You see, BJP's lost Faizabad, that is Ayodhya. It has lost Banda, which is Chitrakoot, where Lord Ram meditated. It has lost Shravastri, when Ripendra Mishra's son contested on the whole. My dad has built the Ram temple theme. So there's a clear message for the BJP here, where even Lord Ram is saying, not in my name. Narendra Modi's margin is reduced from, I think, 7 lakhs in 19 to 1.5 lakhs. They called Mr. Sharma, who was running in Amethi. They said he was a peer, and they arrogantly dismissed him. Even he's won with a higher margin than Mr. Modi. So the last time a man showed such arrogance was Lord Ram. And when Ram was done, Ravan, the last time he showed such arrogance was Ravan. And when Ravan's end was near, he said the difference between me and Ram was that Ram ko apna ahankar ka gyan tha, aur mujhe apna gyan ka ahankar tha. So I think the time is not for us now to introspect. The time has come for Mr. Modi to introspect. The beach far from 272, they have given him
but he's
even
still
below 250. So
but he's still the Prime Minister. He's still likely to be the Prime Minister.
He can
He's
still
still
be the
doing
Prime
what
Minister
no one's done
no
since
shame.
Jawaharlal Nehru.
Yes.
No
No one has done what Jawaharlal Nehru did, because what Mr. Modi does, no one can do. No one can lie like Mr. Modi. No one can divide people like Mr. Modi. No one can abuse 220 million Muslims of this country like Mr. Modi. So there's a lot of firsts that Mr. Modi has done that no one's done before him, and we hope for the people of India that no one will dare do after him.
So what's going to change, according to you, very quickly in country? What's going to change between now in the next 5 years? You were in the previous parliament, and you're going to be in a new parliament of sort. What is the big difference that you see in Indian politics?
We genuinely hope, because each time Modi comes into the house of the people, all we hear is Modi, Modi, and no veto. So I think it's time that the people of India have said no veto to the BJP. So we hope this gladiator-like Circus Maximus that the BJP were running for 5 years in the temple of democracy will come to an end. More important, we hope that a large section of the media and the judiciary, especially some of the high courts, which were basically running on the BJP's command, will stop. The third we hope is that the investigative agencies, especially the CBI, the ED, will stop. And when power starts balancing out, then the first people to run are usually the investigative agencies, the media, and the judiciary. So we hope that balance will come back soon into India, and it will reclaim its pillars of democracy.
By the way, your friend, Mr. Om Birla, the previous Lok Sabha speaker, has also won. So I guess, apparently...
Oh, poor thing. Oh, he's won. I'm happy he's won. I'd have been sad if he hadn't won. I'm looking forward to him coming back and saying, Betiye.
No, but let's be honest, Mawa Moitra, you're saying this, but somewhere this was you trying to vindicate, for you a moment of vindication after what you went through when you were expelled. Let's be honest, you're saying there's a bigger message, but there was a personal fight as well here.
Rajdeep, look, it's not a fight that I could have won personally, in the sense I couldn't have sat there and told the people to vote for me. I couldn't have cast every ballot, right? So it's people decided. So it's people who vindicated me. It's not I who vindicated myself. And what I'd like to say is, I think my constituency is the only one in which Mr. Modi came twice. He visited my constituency twice. He called my opponent. Mr. Amit Shah came here. They sent the CBI to my home and my election office during the model code of conduct. So I think the odds that I was up against, yes, it was personal, but I think it was also something for all of democracy to see that ultimately when people want to give it back, they really give it back.
Okay.
Interesting.
And more important, I think that my expulsion was illegal. They used brute force and they did it. And I am very sure that I will win in the Supreme Court when it comes up. But before that, I'm glad that I won in the House of the People.
I can see your voice is back.
Very glad
I can see your voice. I can see your voice is well and truly back.
Banerjee, I want to thank my leader Mamta Banerjee. I want to thank Abhishek for all the support and for standing behind me rock solid during this time. And my party's the best and my leader's the best.
Okay, I'm going to leave it there, Mawa Moitra. We'll see what the next Lok Sabha has to offer. Exciting times, interesting times ahead. Lots of feisty MPs, men and women, have been elected in this election, even in Mumbai. Very interesting, some of the candidates. Varsha Gaikwad, the Mumbai Congress chief, she's quite a feisty politician. So lots of interesting people getting elected across party lines.
Joining us now is Supriya Shirnet, chairperson of the social media digital platform cell of the Congress party. Remember, on social media, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, the Congress was doing better than other parties. However, there were concerns about whether that will translate into votes. How do you see this? The BJP, number one party by far, more than the India Alliance together. But even in that defeat, there's a lot for the India Alliance and in particular the Congress to savor this evening. Ms. Srinath, welcome.
Thank you very much, Rahul and Rajdeep. And yes, it's indeed a good day. And I don't see this as a defeat or a victory. I see this as the people of the country telling the politicians, the power rests with us. Democracy means government of the people, by the people and for the people. And they have taught the toughest lesson Mr. Modi could learn. But I'll come to that in just a bit. मैं हिंदी में एक लाइन कहना चाहती हूँ और इन नतीजों के बाद आशा करती हूँ नरेंद्र मोदी ये नहीं पूछेंगे कौन राहुल। वही राहुल जिसने आपकी रातों की नींद और दिन का चैन उड़ा दिया है, वही राहुल जिसने आपके प्रधानमंत्री बनने पर संशय लगा दिया है, वही राहुल जिसने इस देश की जनता को जगा दिया और इस देश की जनता ने इस संविधान को बचाने के लिए आपको 63 सीटों से नीचे कर दिया, वही राहुल जिसने इस देश की जनता को एकजुट रखा और आपके नफरत के बाजार में तमाम मोहब्बतों की दुकान खोलेगा, वही राहुल जो आपके गुजरा, आपके मंगलसूत्र, आपकी भैंस पर नहीं बोला, उसने महंगाई पर और बेरोजगारी पर बात करी. 1 second, because that crass, vulgar joke was cracked on your channel, on your interview. It is important that I retort to that vulgar, crass joke of the Prime Minister and remind him, Cong Rahul. Thank you very much for giving me the time to speak in Hindi.
Cong Rahul,
me, there are 3 takeaways for me in this election.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Takeaway number one. Takeaway number one is Mr. Modi has been resoundingly rejected by the people of this country for his divisive politics, for his jumlas, and for the kind of debased, absolutely debased campaign that he ran. 63 seats down for the BJP from its last tally is no mean, is no mean task. The reality is he's nowhere close to the majority mark. He will need allies, and allies who've come together because of pressure, because of tactics of the ED, CBI and income tax will very well find it convenient to leave him. That's point number one. Point number two, no matter what anybody says, the narrative of this election, the campaign of this election, getting together the India Alliance, I think the Congress played a big role, but it was single-handedly Rahul Gandhi who decided what is this election going to be contested on, and that was joblessness, that was high prices, that's income inequality, that's concentration of wealth, that's farmers, that's laborers, and that's the constitution of this country. That's
your third point, ma'am.
Jatigat Jangarna.
Third point, very quickly, please.
And my third and last point is very quickly. My third and last point has to do with sections of the media who believe cheerleading the government is a good thing to do. With all humility, and I'm not going to call pot shots here, I think there's a certain introspection that large sections of mainstream media need to do. Also, people who kept talking about the 3% Indians who are invested in stock markets. The crores of Indians who are unemployed and the ones reeling under high prices have voted and voted very, very decisively.
GVL Narasimha Rao deserves the same time that you got. So GVL, respond to what you've just heard. According to Supriya Srinath, the Prime Minister's politics has been decisively, if I may use the word that she used, decisively rejected.
Rajdeep, I think I'm a numbers man and I find these conclusions extremely problematic. When was the last time that Congress party came to power in Delhi, in parliament? When was in central government? It was in 2004, 2009. When was the previous time, 2004? What was the numbers that Congress won in 2004 and 2009? And they celebrated big victories, Congress trouncing Atal Bihari Vajpayee government and coming to power. All that they had won was 145 seats. Almost barely half of the majority required to form a government. And the UPA had won only 218 seats, a pre-poll alliance. Compare that with what we have today. And in 2009, which they branded as a big victory of Rahul Gandhi, again, not giving credit to Manmohan Singh, giving credit to Rahul Gandhi. What was the tally of the Congress party in 2009? 206. We are today at about 240 seats on our own. and we are more than the entire India alliance put together, like what Rahul mentioned just now. So therefore, Congress party has this. They haven't won an election for a very, very long time, and therefore they are exuberant about increasing their tally and still not being able to touch the 3-digit mark. The Congress still hasn't got the 100 tally on its checks on the election board. So I think Congress must really need to do introspection. We will also do our introspection. Let me tell
was there any
Congress
sense
friends,
within the BJP?
The popular vote,
the BJP does multiple kinds of polling, has a lot of feedback mechanisms. Was there any marker to indicate to you that the election results aren't going as per plan, or is this in some ways an India shining kind of moment where the BJP got so caught up with its own rhetoric that they started believing that 400 or 370 is on the anvil and that the tables could turn and that you may end up short of majority? Was that even within the realm of your internal discussions?
Rahul, see, 370 is a number that we certainly talked about in the initial days of the campaign, but we certainly knew this was not an achievable target. But Honorable Prime Minister also mentioned in the interviews why 370 was mentioned. But 400 is something that we really set a huge target for ourselves. And after the first, second rounds of campaign, we certainly felt it was difficult getting anywhere close to it, but we were confident of getting a single party, a full majority government, and to that extent we are a little disappointed. But still, let the Congress and the India alliance not to be so exuberant and want to claim victory when all that they have not been able to, when they have not even managed to cross the 100-seat mark for the largest party in the alliance, which is below 100 seats.
Okay. Supriya wants to respond, but before that, let's give an opportunity to Ghanshyam Tiwari, and Supriya won't grudge that because they are alliance partners in Uttar Pradesh, because the big story of this election was really written in Uttar Pradesh. 36 leads for the NDA, 43 for the India alliance, 6 of those for the Congress, the SP by itself more than the BJP. And if I look at the direct fights between the BJP and the Samajwadi Party in Uttar Pradesh, the BJP won 21 of 56 direct fights with the SP. The Samajwadi Party won 35 of 56 direct fights. That is 63% strike rate in a direct kushti match with the BJP. Ghanshyam Tiwari, Akhilesh Yadav has been in the political wilderness for a while. The wrestler's son will look at that and say, in this dangal, I got one past the BJP today.
Good evening, Rahul, Rajdeep, my fellow co-panelists and the viewers. I want to first congratulate every voter in India, everyone who believes in democracy. The dictators who wanted to give a farewell to democracy, people who believe in democracy are going to give a farewell to those dictators. This is end of that nightmarish fantasy of Narendra Modi and Amit Shah to install dictatorship by saying "Ab ki baar 400 par" even before the election was announced, and by misusing, abusing the state machinery, everything at their disposal, including the election commission, and the narratives on television channel. I remember, Rahul, that on the day of exit polls, you said, "Show some grace in defeat." I marked those words. Those were your words. And I told you, these are exit polls. These are not the real results. We will show grace when the verdict comes out. Today is a day when Mr. Modi should understand that the mood in the grassroots from Uttar Pradesh to Bengal to Maharashtra to across the country is against Mr. Modi. Even if by chance, by the generosity of Nitish Kumar and Chandrababu Naidu, if Mr. Modi becomes the Prime Minister, people across the country will protest against him every day. The youth will protest, the women will protest, the farmers will protest. It will be a very unpopular government. The alliance with BJP has been a kiss of death for every political party who tried to ally with them, from PDP in Kashmir to AIDMK in Tamil Nadu, to parties who did not ally but unofficially supported them, whether it is the BJD or whether it is YSRCP. You name a state or a party from Kashmir to Kanyakumari and Gujarat to Mizoram, where a kiss of death of BJP has not happened with any alliance partner. So nobody wants to ally with them. The message from Uttar Pradesh is clear. Elections is not about how you can lift the share market. It is about telling people that here is how I'll bring jobs, here is how I'll fight inflation. We stand shoulder to shoulder with farmers. We will stand against people like Braj Bhushan Sharan Singh and against Prajwal Revanna, rather than holding their hands and saying, voting for this man will empower, and stop treating yourself as God and treating elections as mujra. This is the message from Uttar Pradesh.
Suddenly, and I've let Supriya Shrineth respond to this. No one is questioning electronic voting machines. No one is saying that the EC did a terrible job. Suddenly, the elections are kosher. If this hadn't gone your way, Supriya Shrinate, is it not true that there was plans afoot to raise questions about the whole process, cast aspersions on the EC, cast aspersions on the electronic voting machines? Now everything seems hunky-dory and very kosher.
Yeah, I'll just answer that question, and that's an important question to deal with. But I want to tell you one thing. The innate wisdom of the people of my country is absolutely remarkable. The country saw Ajay Mishra Taini being given VIP treatment, even though his son is the main accused in the Lakhimpur massacre. He is defeated. Prajwal Revanna, the nightmare from Karnataka, that man is defeated. KL Sharma defeats Smriti Irani, drunk and intoxicated with arrogance. She says, ये PA है, ये क्या करेगा? Rahul Gandhi छोड़ दीजिए, PA ने आपको हरा दिया 1,64,000 से. Rahul Gandhi wins Wayanad and Raebareli nearly with 4 lakh votes each. The Prime Minister scrapes through only with 1,50,000. But that's not the point. The point is Manipur. Both seats voted overwhelmingly for the Congress. Nagaland, 1 seat for the Congress. Meghalaya, 1 seat for the Congress. What does it tell you? You cannot alienate parts of your country, and I want to be humble here. I really want to be humble in today's verdict, because I think the country is sending a message, and I will answer that question on EVM. We were on the ground. We were seeing a certain resonance of what we were seeing. We were seeing a wave election. In UP, my home state,
answer the EVM question now, ma'am.
We voted the BJP out. It was clear. I am answering the EVM question only, bhai. Listen to me at least. At least aaj to bolne ka mauka dijiye aap log. In UP, for instance, we were seeing the election. We were seeing the election in Maharashtra. Now, if today those numbers had not translated, being responsible members of India's polity, we would raise questions. Absolutely, we would. And even in stalling the BJP, I still believe that if people of this country, even if one voter finds it difficult to believe in the EVM, we need to address their concerns. This country needs to have a renewed look, a new vigor to the whole EVM process. There is no denying that. We are not people who change their goalposts because we win or we lose. This country needs to have implicit faith in the voting system. This country needs to know that the Election Commission of India
GVL knows
is an
something about raising questions about EVMs. He's done it in the past in 2009. But GVL,
and GVL was talking about numbers. GVL, you have been less than halved in UP. You've lost in Maharashtra. You've lost in Bihar. You've lost in...
One second. Can I just frame my question and then GVL can respond? When I listen to the likes of Pawan Khera and Supriya Shrinate and Ghanshyam Tiwari, ye jeet ke bhi haar gaye. And when I listen to you and the way, you're seeming a bit defensive, aap jeet ke bhi thode haare hue lag rahe ho, wo haar ke bhi jeete hue lag rahe hain. What do you make of this, GVL?
Okay, I think filmy dialogues is not going to win the elections for anybody. But I have given you the numbers. The so-called victories of the Congress and UPA in 2004 and 2009 are not a patch on the result today. We have won a much bigger mandate than any mandate that the Congress has won in 2 decades. Number one. Number two, certainly the UP results are not as encouraging as we would like them to be. But then Madhya Pradesh is a part of this country or no? Do you want to forget that Madhya Pradesh has given 29 out of 29?
What about Maharashtra? What about Rajasthan? What about the
This is being unfair. No, he did not intervene.
Okay,
ma'am, he did not. Yeah, please go ahead,
So Uttarakhand is a state where you are in power. We have swept...
no, Himachal, not Uttarakhand, Himachal.
Sorry, Himachal is where you are in power.
You are in power.
You are in power in Karnataka.
He corrected himself.
You are in power in Karnataka. We have won almost twice the number of seats, more than twice the number of seats that you have won in Karnataka. So therefore, people have rejected the Congress, even in states where you are in power. And in Odisha, where you were the principal rival to the BJP in the past, today we have won the state assembly renouncingly. So country is not just one or two states where you would like to see and put blinkers on the rest of the country. We have today, in this election, we have won hands down in Bihar. We have swept.
But would you all both,
Despite
I mean, but
NDA.
GVL, you're an intelligent pollster apart from being a politician. Would you concede that this has been, no one today can claim brownie points in a manner that they've swept this election? This is an election that has been unusually competitive state by state. It has thrown a verdict where no single party has got a majority. It's thrown a verdict where a party which claimed at the start that they'd get 400 par is now at 239. It clearly has shown that you are now dependent on Chandrababu Naidu, the same Chandrababu Naidu who 5 years ago had split up with you acrimoniously, Nitish Kumar who's come in and out. So do you concede that the voter in his or her own way has sent a message, a little bit more humility? Might be this might be a moment to be a little humbled by the voter. You all have all had to eat humble pie in different ways.
No, Rajdeep, I think let me give you my very impartial assessment. You see, there is an undercurrent across the country in favor of Prime Minister Modi. Otherwise, you would not see the kind of verdicts that you see in states like Madhya Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Himachal, Gujarat, Delhi.
Sir, how can you say that on a day when in the three biggest states of the country you've lost out? You've lost out in the three biggest states of the country. UP, Bengal and Maharashtra. Where is this undercurrent? In Mumbai, you lost 4-2.
West Bengal has never been a stronghold for the BJP. Delhi, for all the elections so far, Delhi has always been the bellwether state. Delhi has always shown who leads power in Delhi. And we have won 7 out of 7 despite a Congress AAP coalition in Delhi. So therefore, a very strong support for Prime Minister Modi. And
You're saying there's an undercurrent for Prime Minister Modi. Clyde Crasto is waiting of the NCP spokesperson. Just a minute, ma'am. Just a minute. Clyde Crasto is national spokesperson, Nationalist Congress Party. Clyde Crasto, according to GVL Narasimha Rao, the opposition is clutching at straws because at the end of the day, Mr. Modi is going to be Prime Minister. The NDA has got 291 seats. So at best, you can claim they would say a moral victory because you won in some major states, but that's not good enough in politics.
Well, Rajdeep, let me tell you, it started off with a tsunami by Mr. Modi, then it went to a wave. Now GVL Narasimha Rao ji saying it's like an undercurrent. So it just shows the progress of the mandate of Modi ji that he's got today. Let's be like very frank. We are not here to fight today. Elections are over, the results are out. We also have to accept it. But the fact of the matter is, when the election started, it was only about Modi ji. I mean, everybody said vote for Modi ji, vote for Modi ji. Today, the mandate is against Modi ji, so he has to accept it. From a tsunami to an undercurrent, they've arrived that way. The point here is the people of India have actually rejected Mr. Narendra Modi. From someone claiming to have, going 350 on their own to 400, abki baar 400 par, have managed to get 239. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from them. They were the single largest party, but they said they will cross 350. They said they'll cross 400. I did not say it, or we did not say it. So somewhere or the other, the people of India have rejected Bharatiya Janata Party and Mr. Narendra Modi. So you have to accept it.
Krishna, how do you see this Lok Sabha election impacting the assembly elections in Maharashtra in a few months from now?
Definitely will affect. Definitely. Rajdeep knows Maharashtra. I know Maharashtra very well. And this is going to translate in a big way into Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, all the BJP did was, instead of looking at the issues of the people or problems of the people, they were working only on how to break parties, how to break families. That's what they were doing. And they did not concentrate on anything else. And this is the result. They come down to a single digit in Maharashtra. The Bharatiya Janata Party is in single digit. I mean, people like the Mumbai president of BJP, Ashish Shelar, was challenging Mr. Uddhav Thackeray. Forget individually, even if Mahavikas Aghadi gets more than 18 seats, I will, resign from active politics. I will, withdraw from active politics. Where is he today? So this is the kind of arrogance that they had everywhere across the country. They were speaking very arrogantly, and the people of India and people of Maharashtra have given them a befitting reply.
Okay, let GVL Narasimha Rao respond to this charge that many in the opposition are making कि आज अहंकार की हार हुई है. The people have bested or have routed the arrogance that crept into the BJP is the opposition's charge. How do you respond to this, GVL Narasimha Rao?
So first of all, I think I'll repeat once again that we have emerged as the largest party, and this is the biggest mandate in more than 2 decades for any party coming into government. Other than the BJP's tally of 2014 and 19, no government has secured such a big number after 1996. So therefore, it's certainly a very big major. This is a sizable NDA government that is coming into office again.
I think it's not resounding. I think the word resounding would be a bit of a stretch.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, GVL. Please go ahead.
Yeah, as far as the charge of breaking parties is concerned, I think stealing mandate is what led to a lot of developments. Because after having badly lost assembly polls, Congress and NCP stole the mandate of the people in Maharashtra by getting Shiv Sena to switch over to them. And that has resulted in a lot of developments. The Shiv Sena breakup happened mainly because of the differences over joining with the NCP and Congress.
Can I ask a question?
Okay, very quickly. Yeah, go on, Clyde.
My question is very simple. You know, Rahul, I'm repeating again and again. This is the question that I want. You know, 4 days before, Ajit Pawar allied with the BJP, the Honorable Prime Minister in Bhopal called the party naturally corrupt party and accused Ajit Pawar of 70,000 crore scam. 4 days later, he inducts him as an alliance partner. And today also, the Honorable Prime Minister was talking about, corruption. I mean, after you accuse somebody of corruption, 4 days later you take him, naturally corrupt party naturally becomes Nationalist Congress Party. I mean, the people of Maharashtra are not going to buy that picture from anybody. And the whole country is watching. You accuse everybody. Kirit Somaiya goes on accusing everybody of corruption, and after a few days, they're all coming into the Bharatiya Janata Party.
So we're coming to the end of this broadcast. I want to go across our guests. I'll start with Supriya Shrineth to get her to explain how she sees the nature of opposition politics changing. How do you see the government change in the next 5 years? How do you see the opposition's charge against this government inside parliament and outside change over the next 5 years? Supriya Shrineth, let's start with you.
No, I'm not convinced we are sitting in the opposition. You never know. Politics is all about possibilities and you never know what happens next. So if you ask me as of now, if we are going to be in the opposition, we will be a very responsible, we'll be a very constructive opposition. With fewer numbers, we could hold Mr. Modi accountable and put him in the dock. Mr. Modi had to disqualify Rahul Gandhi. With bigger numbers, you wait and watch what we do for the people of this country. We're not going to let them get away with narratives and jumlas anymore. But I'm not so sure. We could be well sitting on the treasury benches for all you know.
How? No, come on. No, you're now.
But I have one thing.
Supriya Shrineth, you're just throwing a googly in the air.
No, we can do that. If just for fun's sake.
Okay, she's having a smile. She knows.
No.
Okay, we'll give you a roots to power.
No, so let me show you.
We'll give you a roots to power back. Rahul will give you a roots.
I don't.
1 minute, ma'am. Rahul is giving you a roots to power map. Let's see whether you can form a government. Let's try. How can they form a government, Rahul?
No, it's very difficult. But till then, let me get Supriya Shrineth to respond to that question of how you see politics change over the next 5 years. Why don't you respond to that question?
I think the politics of this country is going to center around issues. They're going to center around issues that people of this country have voted on. People do not want jumlas. People are not bothered about Mangal Sutra and Mujra. People don't want a prime minister dividing them. People want a leader who loves. People want a leader who has empathy and compassion like Rahul Gandhi does. People want a party like the Congress. People want India alliance partners to come together and decide on issues what we have promised to the people. I have one thing to say.
I'm ready to show this, Supriya Shrineth.
Ayodhya mein bhi padi aur Shravasti mein bhi padi.
Okay, I'm ready to show this to our viewers. This is the routes to power. This is just, it's a long day. We started really early, so we're not saying this is happening, but in case you're wondering, is this possible? So what Supriya Shrineth is saying, we think we can be in power. How is that even within the realm of speculation? So what can happen, if at all? Right now, the NDA is at 291, 272 is the majority mark, so they're comfortably placed. If, however, the TDP goes in, if the TDP 16 seats go, then the India alliance goes up to 250. Because they've got 100 for the Congress, 37 for the SP, 29 for the Trinamool, 22 for the DMK and so on. That's not enough. So just getting Chandrababu Naidu for the India alliance is not enough. If I then take the Janata Dal United and bring the Janata Dal United into the India corner, that also isn't enough. So Paltu Chacha has, even if he does a palti, that's still just 262, you're still short. But by then, the NDA alliance comes down to 263. That's not enough. So you've got the Sena, but Rajdeep, that doesn't make sense because Eknath Shinde just walked away, so you have to leave the Sena aside. Lok Jan Shakti Party again, I don't think Ramvilas Paswan son is going to shift, so that's very complicated. Janata Dal Secular also may not shift. RLD, you know, he said, Chavanni ki tarah split okay, so maybe RLD can go. If RLD goes, just hypothetically, if Jayant Chaudhary's party was to go, that takes India to 264, that brings NDA to 261, 3 up, but still about 9 short of majority. So it's very difficult, Rajdeep. You know, if just for scenario building, if Chirag Paswan's party also goes, then it goes up to 269. They're struggling. If now you really need, say, for example, Janata Dal Secular of H.D. Kumaraswamy also to come in, which is difficult. D.K. Shiv Kumar and Kumaraswamy are daggers drawn, so that's very difficult. Then it goes up to 271. It's still very different. Can they get, okay, if you've got Chandrababu Naidu, can you get Jan Sena, Pawan Kalyan to come? Then it goes to 273. Bada mushkil hai, Rajdeep.
It's not happening.
It's not happening.
It's not happening for the moment. There are far too many contradictions. Both Chandrababu Naidu, who shared a platform with Narendra Modi, and Nitish Kumar, who's done likewise, are not going to forsake their immediate political future at the moment for an uncertain coalition. I think what will happen, though, you said, what could happen is the possibility within the BJP. There will be murmurs. They've not come out in the open. But I think over the next 12 months, I'm not even looking at a 2-month, 3-month horizon, particularly if the BJP were to lose Maharashtra and Haryana, and today's results are clearly a red signal for them, which are the next 2 big assemblies, then 6 months, 9 months, maybe 12 months down the line, there will be those who will also aspire to power. Look, Prime Minister Modi...
No, whether they aspire to power or whether...
They will try.
The big guns will have to change their leadership style a bit to be more
that goes without doubt. That's going to have to happen now. Look, Chandrababu Naidu is a practiced politician when it comes to how to deal with coalitions. I remember how he would come here and extract the maximum out of Atal Bihari Vajpayee. He will want special status for Andhra Pradesh, for example. Interestingly, Congress today...
Prime Minister Modi is not used to having allies dance on his head.
Yeah, but
so he's never had to deal with that.
Sure, well, yes and no. He's never had to lead what you would call a coalition government pre-poll. In the sense, he's never had less than half of his own party. He's always had a majority of his own party. But he's dealt with coalition partners.
But it's very different. When you're 272 plus...
That's right. You're right,
Rahul. 240, it's very different. Right now, the BJP is at 239.
I have learned never to underestimate Prime Minister Modi. Prime Minister Modi is someone who will try and adapt himself to the situation. The question is, will he be able to carry along some of the people who may well have their own political ambitions, which may not always tag along with him? So I think it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. We are in fascinating times. I just wanted to lead out...
What's the song tonight, Rajdeep, before we end?
Oh, are we ending?
Yeah, khatam ho gaya na. Rajdeep is like, oh, I love this day. It's such a fantastic day. Can the day just go on?
No. I want to put a lovely WhatsApp. This is a very funny election. BJP is celebrating because they are forming government. Congress is celebrating because they've crossed 100 seats or close to it. Samajwadi Party is celebrating because they've got their support back. NCP, SP and SS, UBT are happy because they've shown all that they are the boss. TMC is happy because they've saved their party from failing in Bengal. Citizens are happy that whichever party they are following are happy. Never before have we seen Congress and BJP both celebrating the wins together at their respective headquarters. That's the day we've had.
Ultimately, democracy has won. It's good for India to have an opposition. It's also, knock the government down a few notches. Therefore, they have to introspect as well. Make no mistake, the likes of Prime Minister Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah and the others will be introspecting. They'll be looking at this verdict very carefully and seeing what to make of it. The nature of governance will change, make absolutely no doubt about it. People are wondering, will things change? Will they not change? They have to change because the people of India have spoken and they've spoken very loudly. Gana batao, Rajdeep.
Gana, I gave this Gana even after your exit poll 2 nights ago. I tweeted about it. ये पब्लिक है, it's a film called Roti, राजेश खन्ना मुमताज. ये पब्लिक है, ये सब जानती है, पब्लिक है, अंदर क्या है, बाहर क्या है, सब कुछ पहचानती है. ये पब्लिक की जीत है. You see, let's be honest, I know you sometimes disagree with this, but this wasn't a level playing field election. The government had huge resources, institutional and otherwise, on its side.
All governments have resources.
Yeah, but so it wasn't level playing field. Despite that, the opposition which we had written off, let's be honest, Rahul, we had written them off. In March. Or it appears so to me.
100 was Congress's best case scenario. Even in their internal calculations. The Congress ko janta ne khada kar diya. Bhai ki lado. You need someone to fight with.
Someone gave me a good line today. The public gave a verdict today for a strong opposition and a government that is more accountable. I thought that was wonderful. Make the government more accountable, make the opposition stronger. That's how democracy becomes healthier.
Netas have been working on this election for many months, and we've been working on building that intelligence dashboard, election intelligence dashboard, over several months.
And congratulations to you, Rahul, and the entire team behind your dashboard. It's taken, I think, election coverage to another level. So I know how much hard work you and the team have put on it. Fantastic.
Look, बोल रहे वो Harvard जाने का फायदा हो गया कंपनी को पढ़ाई का. No, but the point is, the irony in it all is, if it had been a one-way verdict in one direction, this country wouldn't have seen the magic of the election intelligence dashboard. We didn't get to see Rajdeep and Pradeep dance today, but we had the EID numbers dancing on the screen and really blowing people in terms of the depth of the analytics, which were, and a lot of leaders, whether they were in the BJP or in the Congress on the allies, were looking and trying to understand and draw meaning from this verdict through some of those visualizations and cuts that we were doing in real time. So that's very, very powerful. So to all our viewers, for being with us all through the day, we are very, very grateful for your time and your trust.
People in London were up at 2 a.m. to watch our coverage. I know someone who works in the BBC there says we've been glued since 2 a.m. in the morning. People in New York have been watching us, saying that we were planning to go to watch the World T20. We said, forget it, not today. Today we want to watch the Indian Political League. And they've all been fascinated. So it's great to have this kind of support.
My professor of finance at IIM Ahmedabad, he said I got late for class because I was watching a show. I couldn't just leave what I was doing and go. So,
it's been a great day.
No, but we have this message with which we want to end. Many platforms resorted to all kinds of tactics through the day-to-day to inflate their viewership numbers. They tried to rig the viewership EVMs, as it were. These competitors relied on inorganic means, employing bots and other artificial methods to spike their audience metrics temporarily. These short-lived spikes were unsustainable. Once the funding behind these artificial boosts ran out, these numbers inevitably plummeted, disappearing into oblivion. Here at India Today, unlike the erratic spikes seen with our competitors, our growth has been steady and sustained, reflecting the real trust and loyalty of you, our viewers, and we're very thankful. This victory is not just ours, but also yours. Thank you for choosing authenticity over artificiality. That holds as much true for television audiences as it does for voters and citizens.
Well, on that positive note, let's leave you after this very long day. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai India, Jai Samvidhan. This is the greatest country in the world because we are a democracy in the truest sense. And that today was a day to celebrate the diversity of the Indian electorate. They've sent out messages, they've humbled big leaders, and they've shown us the power of your vote. Thank you.
So you say Jai Jagannath, you say Jai Shri Ram, you say Sat Sri Akal, and you say Khuda Hafiz as well. Goodbye.
Okay.